A young life, emerging, growing. Its development, a question mark. In our modern world, a child and its vulnerable ego are all too soon placed in the crossfire of conflicting stresses and strains, reflected at the youngster the harsh surface of his adult contacts. In our headlong race through life, a child's needs for adult acceptance and ego fostering are not always properly met. The child is sometimes lost in the labyrinth of our confused existence. His conflicts too often left unsolved, unnoticed. The resultant emotional maladjustment may be expressed aggressively, violently, right in the home, between rivaling siblings, or the aggression may be directed toward the wider world. The maladjustment may also be displayed in arrested development. An older boy, children his age, and plays with smaller, younger children. A boy whose sister is preferred may emulate her by being feminine and playing with girls. A seriously withdrawn youngster, unable to bring himself to join in play, mopes alone, an unhappy isolate. These types of maladjustments, treatments and treatment. This may take several forms, one of which is activity group therapy. Here each child acts out his problems and finds his own corrective interest, with the therapist remaining as passive as possible. After the intake interview, each child is discussed in conference. If accepted, he is grouped with others according to his specific problems and with an eye toward achieving a group balance. Under discussion at the moment is the case of Bob.
Bob, age 9½, was referred to the agency by his school principal, and I am recommending him for exclusive group therapy. Bob is in a class for gifted children, where he's a disturbing element, frequently clowning and talking out of turn. Bob occasionally wets his bed, has temper tantrums, and cannot accept limitations. He's an unhappy child and is avoided by other children. Bob slept in the parental bedroom until the birth of a younger sibling, when he was 5, at which time he began to neglect his appearance and refused to bathe. According to his mother, the boy has always been restless and extremely hyperactive. The mother is an over-anxious, inconsistent, inadequate person who has invested a great deal in the boy's school achievement. The father's warm, but has a quick temper. Bob likes his father.
Bob seems to be reacting to his mother's basic rejection of him for the younger sibling. Is that right?
Yes, the mother impressed me as a person who felt deeply inadequate as a wife and as a mother.
We will accept Bob for exclusive group therapy. The unconditional acceptance by and the relationship with the therapist, together with free acting out of his impulses and aggressions in a permissive environment, should serve to counteract the boy's feelings of insecurity and stabilize his behavior. However, little can be done for this child, in my opinion, without enlisting the cooperation of the mother, and she should be referred for treatment as well.
As the conferences progress, other cases are discussed. The group in which Bob is placed, and which we're going to follow, consists only of boys. Girls are treated in separate groups. Bob's group includes Albert, who is suspected of being a latent schizophrenic. Albert was
referred for exclusive group therapy. He resists going to school, is afraid of the dark, of animals, and of children. He insists on helping with the housework and with the cooking. He plays only with little girls because he says boys' games are too rough. He has severe temper outbursts, pretends he's a gangster, shadow boxes with and shoots at his own image in the mirror. He peeps when his mother is dressing and bursts into the bedroom when his parents are alone. His mother's disappointed in Albert. She prefers his sister 5 years younger. When Albert developed cysts on his breast at the age of 2 years, the mother feared that he would turn into a girl. The father is passive, self-centered, resents Albert's effeminacy, and beats him at times.
In addition to other personality problems, Albert has a character disorder. The value of a group to such a boy is that he will be able to establish masculine identifications, sublimate his masturbatory drives through work with his hands, and freely express his hostilities. But Albert will...
Included are Mortimer, age 11, immature, fearful, stutters. Diagnosis, 10, insecure, disruptive, provocative, varied and doubtful diagnosis, a severe case.
And now, Mr. Prelinger, I think you have another case for us for today.
Yes, and a somewhat difficult one. Henry, an only child, aged 10 and a half, was brought to the agency recently by his mother. She complained of the boy being shy and his fear of children and adults. Henry avoids all children. He even crosses the street when he sees them at play. He is extremely dependent and attached to his mother and rarely leaves her. Since about a year ago, he complains of headaches and pains in the leg. No organic basis for these has been found. He also has diffuse fears of being hurt and attacked. However, Henry does crave friends. Once, when he met a boy, he ran to his mother, announcing that he now had a friend.
Let's accept him for group therapy. But a psychiatric conference to clarify the diagnosis and the psychodynamics is desirable in this case.
The psychiatrist, Dr. Van Uphuizen, reviewed Henry's case and arrived at a diagnosis of anxiety hysteria.
Now, with regard to the treatment, I am in favor of trying group psychotherapy, as you suggested. I do feel that the boy will probably form an attachment to the leader very soon, and under this protective influence will relate to the other boys with much less anxiety.
So Henry also joins the group. The setting for this type of therapy is always simple. The room is devoid of all adornment and is designed to encourage children's free and spontaneous activity. All cabinets and work tables are made of ordinary planks of wood. At the first few sessions, the therapist sets out the materials on a table before the children arrive. Placing the materials on the table and exposing the tools and games provides visual stimulation and suggestion for activity.